It is once again a sunny summer fall Saturday, and I'm here in New York, getting ready to go on yet another adventure. Today's adventure has another 3 main goals. One is to ride the Staten Island Ferry, the other is to ride the Ikea ferry, and the third is to ride the free shuttles provided by the New York Waterway. So, first step, as always, is to hop on a train to Manhattan. Don't know how well you can see, but that train over there is a set of M9s run by the LIRR, their newest fleet. Cool. So I'm off the 7 here at Queensboro Plaza to switch to the N train that's going to take me to Manhattan, so I can transfer to the 4 train or 5 train, depending on which one comes first, really. I'm off at Lexington 59th Street, and it's time to switch to the Lexington Avenue line, or the 4 or 5 trains.
Attention everyone, lockdown trains are running on the track.
At Brooklyn Bridge City Hall, which is not where I need to go to catch the Staten Island Ferry. However, this is the endpoint of the 6 train, and I'm here to get on the end stop of the 6 train for something very special. So what I'm riding to go see is arguably the widest known secret of the New York City subway. I'm on the 6 train, the out-of-service 6 train at Brooklyn Bridge City Hall, and this is the point where where downtown trains need to switch around and become uptown trains. Now, to do so, the trains traverse a section of track that passes by the old City Hall station, which is one of the most magnificent closed stations of the New York City subway. The balloon loop is very cool, and all you need to do to ride it is hop on the 6 train at its last stop and just ride through. Yeah, so let's go look at the oldest, best kept station of the New York City subway. So that was the City Hall station. It was opened in the early 1900s, I want to say, by the IRT company, the original operator of the 6 train. And it was closed down because of the proximity to Brooklyn Bridge City Hall station, and also because right now we are on a balloon loop. So the curvature of the tracks was too tight for trains to safely service the platform. So it was shut down, and now it is just an abandoned station that the New York Transit Museum opens sometimes for tours. I'm off at Brooklyn Bridge City Hall. It's time to see if I can go up and over in time to catch the 4 train to Bowling Green. So here I am at Bowling Green. I'm here to transfer to the Staten Island Ferry, but it leaves in 5 minutes. So because I don't want to be so rushed, I'm just gonna take some time and chill. It runs every half hour, which is actually pretty low for New York City transit frequencies, but also not that bad. Now, was this extended stop in Manhattan motivated by boba? Quite possibly, yes. So that my stop for sugar and caffeine complete. I actually walked a couple blocks from the Bowling Green subway station, and I'm right next to the Rector Street subway station. So I'm going to hop on the 1 and take that 1 stop to South Ferry, which will actually get me way closer to the ferry terminal, is what I do with my unlimited Metro card. Never mind, I will walk. The nicest thing about Bowling Green is this station house. Yeah, it's just a charming little building in the park. And just a few blocks away from the Bowling Green subway station is the South Ferry ferry terminal. This is where the Staten Island Ferry boards every half hour. So I think the nicest thing about the Staten Island Ferry is that it is completely free. Yeah, just get on at South Ferry, it's free, and it takes you to Staten Island. And the second nicest thing is that it's the best way to see the Statue of Liberty without paying for those tourist fees. Free also means popular. So something I did not actually know is that the Staten Island Ferry is a car ferry. It sure looks like it, but I've never actually heard of anyone taking their cars on board. So right now I'm on the lowest deck. Yeah, just getting ready to leave New York. There we go. Has an elevator. Let's try to ride. Are you coming? Let's go to the top floor. Actually, no, let's go to the 3rd floor. So this is my first time in an elevator on board a moving ship. So that's kind of cool. Well, showed up on the 3rd floor in one piece, so cool. Guess it works. I'm going back to the 1st floor. So an advantage to hanging out on floor 1 or the vehicle dock is I'm about to be one of the first people off the ship. And now I'm in Staten Island. The ferry is probably one of the best free experiences you can have in New York City, in my opinion. But the point is, here I am in Staten Island, the only borough in New York City that doesn't technically have subway service. technically. Here at St. George, I'm about to go catch the Staten Island Railway. So I say that Staten Island technically doesn't have subway service because the MTA doesn't consider the Staten Island Railway to be part of the subway, and neither does the FRA. It's operated as a railroad. However, it's operated using subway equipment. It accepts the Metro card. The only difference is that it runs at railroad frequencies. So now we're going to ride it to, let's see, today they're cutting service short at Jefferson Avenue, so we're going to ride it to Jefferson Avenue. So the equipment used is the R44. This is technically a different model of subway than other subway rolling stock, but it still looks very much like a subway. It behaves very much like a subway. The only problem is that it runs every 30 minutes instead of the subway level frequencies that we're used to. Another interesting thing is at terminals, all the doors are closed except one. Staten Island Railway and the New York City subway is the signaling. The SIR uses position light signaling, much like the old Pennsylvania Railroad, whereas the subway uses automatic clock signaling and other computerized technologies. So the position light signaling are the big circles that have lights in different positions to tell trains where to go. Traffic, where trains are only running to Jefferson Avenue, which is maybe a quarter of the line, and the rest of it is covered by shuttle buses, which is unfortunate. So, like I was saying earlier, the Staten Island Railway uses position light signaling. So, right there, you can see two red dots. That's in the red position, so no trains can go further because there's a train currently occupying that block. When the signal turns green, those two red dots flip vertical and become green. And when it's displaying the yellow indication, then they go diagonal and display yellow. So that's color light signaling. Color light signaling is a method of signaling used by, as I said, the Pennsylvania Railroad. And it can still be found on the Northeast Corridor on many northeastern railways on the East Coast. And one of them is the Staten Island Railway because this is technically considered a railway and not part of the subway. It's very interesting. Something else that I find interesting about the Staten Island Railway is that all stations except for Tompkinsville and St. George are free. They don't have any fare gates. This is because the majority of commuters the majority of riders of the Staten Island Railway are traveling to and from Manhattan. So putting fare gates at the ferry terminal means that the MTA just makes the bulk of its money from there. The bus is having an identity crisis. And now that I've ridden the Staten Island Railway to its weekend terminus currently, not that I'm salty about not being able to go to Tottenville or anything, it's time to walk towards Highland Boulevard so I can catch the S79 SBS. That is going to be a bus that will take me to Brooklyn. Yeah. So Highland Boulevard here is what urbanists will call a strode, a street/road, and I actually hate it because it makes it really hard to jaywalk. Some other interesting pieces of Staten Island urbanism are that this bus lane here is not actually wide enough for a bus. See, last night I was scoping this place out on Google Maps and I got curious about the oddly narrow bus lane, so I used the measuring marker, whatever, to see exactly how wide these lanes are. 8 feet. Buses are 10 feet wide. See, this express bus here isn't actually traveling in the bus lane itself because it's all taken up by parked cars. Come on, come on, come on, please don't leave without me. Yes, also has phone chargers. Off the S79 right at the 86th Street R station. Yeah, it's a great service. It's New York's version of BRT, that's why they call it the SBS, Select Bus Service. But now I'm here to transfer to the R. That's going to take me to the B61, which is going to take me to Ikea. Now that I'm off the R train at 9th Street, it's time to go above ground and catch the B61. That's going to take me to Ikea today.
Потому что это мои приколы, а у них могут быть совсем другие приколы.
Stop. 9th Street and 2nd Avenue. This stop is Beard Street and Otsego Street.
And so my bus has brought me to Ikea, the B61. Yeah, that was a fun ride through Brooklyn. Lots of usage, also by people who were transporting their furniture. I saw a bunch of people get on with like these massive boxes from Ikea. So it's here that I'm going to transfer to the free Ikea shuttle. Objectively speaking, I would love to go into Ikea and get some meatballs because I'm hungry, but I don't really want to speed run in Ikea in 18 minutes because the boat leaves in 18 minutes and the next one isn't for another hour and a half. Yeah, so it's time to walk to the ferry terminal for the boat. So the Ikea shuttle is a ferry service that's operated by NY Waterway. It runs between Ikea, Pier 11, and Midtown 34th Street in Manhattan. And it's actually a completely free service that only runs on the weekends. This is because NY Waterway makes all of its money by charging commuters $9 to get between Midtown and Hoboken. But it's free on the weekends to Midtown from Ikea, not to Hoboken, so ride it I shall. Unfortunately, frequencies are rather low, but what can you do? It's free. Uh-oh, I screwed up. The boat left 13 minutes ago, and the next one isn't until 3:50. Pain, 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 pain. So it appears I now have an hour and a half to go get lost in Ikea, so time to go eat lunch and tour Ikea. Is it a maze? Is it a trap? It's both. It's Ikea. Well, what's popular today? Well, now that I've eaten my lunch, it's time to get lost in the labyrinth that is Ikea and find my way to the boat. So as it turns out, that long line that I was waiting in was an excellent time killer. Yeah, I had an hour and 20 minutes to kill, and now I have 14 minutes to get to my boat, so excellent timing. Thank you for the citizens of New York for having me wait in that line, I guess. But yeah, Ikea food is always good, and now it's onward to the boat. All right, let's try this again. And now it's time to get on the boat to Manhattan. I'm taking this to the 39th Street Pier instead of 34th Street. Here we are in Midtown. It's time to go to the NY Waterways free shuttle buses. This is a network of free shuttles that connect the Midtown terminal to other points in Manhattan. And they're interesting to me because they're operated using Thomas-built buses. Much like the Hudson Rail Link, these are normally school buses, but they're operated in regular transit service. So today we're going to ride the 57th Street shuttle to 57th Street. So this here is one of the buses. As you can see, looks like a school bus, but it's one of the shuttles. Shuttle is very popular, but most of the people actually emptied out after the first stop, which I'm not really sure where it is because we're not following the route posted. We're just kind of driving through Manhattan right now, so yeah, it's comfortable, except I've never felt more claustrophobic in my life. Happy Saturday. So I am finally off of the shuttle bus. That took way longer than I thought it would. And it's time to find the subway. I'm going to take the F to 74th Street Broadway and then switch to the 7 back to Flushing. And after seeing just how many people are waiting for the bus, I've decided that I will just tough out the 2-block walk. And now that I'm walking back, it's time for my certified funky, fresh closing thoughts. Some closing thoughts are that free things are good, and I wrote at least 3 of those things today. So yeah, good video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again.